New pattern already. Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 7 of
start
the
already.
Rinkside. Is it? Start already? Oh. Yeah, start already. Sorry, it's been a long week for us. I believe it's the same for you guys after this AOFC. And back to our lives, or it's like an overlap of our lives. So, Desmond, how was your whole week? Last week, I'm talking about the last weekend and whatnot.
Those that stay tuned to the live stream, obviously you hear enough of my voice. So I was doing quite a bit of commentating of the live matches. Where were you?
Oh, I was with the fans. I was. If the camera ever caught me, I was so tense watching both the games, our boys' games.
Yeah.
It was an interesting weekend after a long week. To be honest, yeah.
Yeah, probably quite a bit of talking points that we can discuss or talk about.
Yep. And for those who don't know what we're talking about, or you've been living under a rock, or maybe you go overseas, I don't know. What happened over the whole week of last week was AOFC, the Asia Oceania Floorball Confederation Cup. Wow, mouthful that one. AOFC. For the men's side, which happened for about 6 days of competition, and we saw Thailand being crowned again the defending champions of this competition, or should I say champions of Southeast Asia as well. And Asia, is it Asia as well?
Asia lah.
Asia.
You can literally say
Yeah, we
Asia.
can literally put it
at this moment of time.
Yeah. Yep. The whole how many years of it have they've been dominating. So, what are your thoughts on Thailand, man? Wow.
When they played their first game, then when I saw they play, then I realized, I did heard about they are actually a weaker side.
Yeah.
Right, so then off my head will be like, okay, that sounds like a better chance or opportunity for Singapore A to get this championship lah. Yeah, so but that was the initial thoughts. But with me commentating on the final itself, I see from play to play, right from the start to finish.
Yep.
Yeah. Thailand still deserve the win.
I think for us who's been coaching or you've been an athlete, the most difficult teams will be the ones that get stronger every single game. I think we saw that from Thailand.
I mean, it depends on what you mean by stronger every single game. But what I actually saw in the finals was you have the captain who apparently had some hip injury.
I think he had some hip injury.
Yeah, some hip injury.
Yeah.
He was like moving, but not in a very optimal manner. And some of the first team players of Thais, right, by the time when it hits about, I think, the remaining 5 minutes, they were actually literally breathless. Yeah, but they still managed to push on. So when you talk about being stronger and stronger, I think the stronger and stronger in terms of mentality to really see it through, being able to still play their game, and if you see the last 2 minutes, that power play.
Wow.
Right?
That is textbook. If you want to put it textbook, it's like they know what they're doing. Like literally know what they're doing.
Correct. For me, in two simple words, would be like just pure game management. They know at that point of time what they should do. Just to see
I was
the result.
with some of the players at the stand, and I was like, last 2 minutes, are they just gonna hold the ball? They're gonna make sure don't lose it. They're just gonna play around. They're just gonna play around with it, and true enough.
Yep.
But really, Thailand, I think Kenneth did a wonderful job with them for the past years.
I actually sort of see him like a bit of tears. I don't know. He was like sort of like wiping something.
Is it true?
Andrew is like nodding his head. So for Kenneth himself, yes, he's a Singaporean.
Yep.
But his job with the Thailand side has been for years.
Yep.
So in terms of being a coach, we do understand if you are attached to your team, and especially for so long, right? Seeing through such a emotional journey do warrant a shed of tears.
It's amazing. It's like wow. I really respect him for what he did, and of course the people over there, having a lot of nations coming over, especially we love having Thais over, where we have like Jack and whatnot. They're playing the Wonder Sticks, literally neighbors, and it's very nice to see how we integrate with each other, especially coach being Kenneth and the bond with the players and whatnot. It's just very nice to see, and the funny thing is, we were supporting them during their games as the supporters when it's not against Singapore. But then when it was against us, it was like we were in between. I think you can hear a lot from the crowd itself. That's damn funny. Anyways, congrats to Thailand. First position champions, followed by our boys who did their best against a very strong, or we would say a strong mentality side of Thais. Our SG Team A got second position. Good job. And of course, the third position goes to our SG boys, and fourth Korean. That's another set of games that we can talk about more later on. But actually, a very good job to all teams. And then of course, our friends from New Zealand, Malaysia, I have to really thank you, and we really, and of course the Philippines. We really hope that we were a good host to you guys, and it was very nice to really see all the different cultures and whatnot.
Yep. Different countries actually. For me, when I see it, I guess with I was sharing with someone recently that with the podcast, commentating and watching all the games, it actually helped me a lot in terms of the eyes of a coach.
Yeah.
Right. The different ways that the different teams are playing. I somehow be able to observe and see the patterns of the teams.
Yeah. And I think it was not bad organized. I think not bad. I know we are quite strict, or we have a high standard as Singaporeans, and we know sports events and whatnot. I think we have to give really our appreciation to the volunteers, to the organizers, be it AOFC or SFA, the crew, the media crew and whatnot. I think you guys did an amazing job, and I think it was really nice because the fans were literally going down taking autographs from players that maybe in their country they're just normal players, just another club players like us. But our local kids are going around taking pictures and autographs. I think they felt like superstars. Literally, like I can see some of the players really felt like superstars coming here. So
a bit crazy at times. But
yeah, I think it's a bit crazy at times. But yeah, we saw a lot of autographs and like pictures. Hey, let's go down and whatnot. But I think as players, I think you will feel very nice when fans do that.
Probably. I mean, I'm not in that position before, but yeah, I can try to imagine. Yeah.
Yep. Well, okay. So for those of you who are wondering, no, this is not a World Cup qualifier. Okay. AFC and WFC are two different competitions, but I believe that I'm not sure if it's IFF. They would like to merge this together, so it will be a more interesting event, or more organized in terms of streamlining the selection. So yeah, for the World Cup qualifiers, it's a whole different set of competition, whereas the AFC is more towards Asian, our Asian and the Oceania context itself. So let's talk about the quality itself, the match quality first, or the floorball quality. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So your thoughts from being a commentator?
I think the let's talk about something nicer, or the good ones first. I just want to talk about New Zealand.
Oh.
Yeah. Because when I first saw their match against Malaysia A, right, and I was with a friend watching it live, and I constantly spoke to her about, wow, I'm actually impressed with their ball handling skills, their play-ups and whatnot. And the more I see them play, I was also even questioning her, like, can you see that they actually have good game sense? She was like, yeah, yes. So was pretty impressive by their attacking style. So that's one nice thing about in terms of floorball quality. But of course, like you mentioned, that AOFC and WFC qualifiers are two separate things. And because it's two separate things, it is not a qualification towards WFC. We did also see that there's Malaysia B,
correct,
right? Where they send a whole bunch of, I believe, youth.
Yeah, youth.
Right?
Yes,
like debutants, they first time probably even traveling out just to play floorball competition. So there were a bunch of excited boys, and also similar to Philippine side.
Yep, correct.
Yeah, so in terms of the quality in that side, then yes, maybe it's a bit lower. But as a youth coach, I like to see this kind of thing where you give people opportunities to play. Yeah.
I think that's very important, especially like you said, it's not a so-called a high stake in terms of the world qualifiers, but giving opportunities to the youth. Maybe in the future we might have youth competition among us. Who knows? But it will be quite an amazing event if we can do that. We bring everyone from Asia together. And we know there are countries that were not present for AOFC, like Japan, Australia, any other countries that I'm missing.
I mean, in the past I did remember the India, Indonesia,
yeah, correct, yeah, Indonesia, yeah.
Sometimes even China, yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of countries, and for me, this kind of competitions, especially international competitions, what really makes me happy or what I enjoy is actually the interaction between different countries, different culture. That's the best thing you can learn about people and making friends. I think that at the end of the day, after the match, the whistle ends, blows, or whatever it is, we are friends. Lifelong friends in a way. But yeah, shout out to our friends from New Zealand, the Kiwis. They're always cheering, let's go Kiwis, let's go. Then everyone's like, what are they cheering Kiwi? Some of the kids don't even know what Kiwi is.
Oh, they didn't know what
They
it
don't
mean?
know what Kiwi, as in
Yeah,
New
lah,
Zealand
they
Kiwi,
thought-
right? Yeah, they were
Okay.
like, I was like, huh? So I think they need to travel more. Yeah, but really,
Or
it
watch
was
more rugby.
Yeah, no, right now the Rugby World Cup is on. Yeah, so the All Blacks are through to the semi-finals. That's a whole different sport. But yeah, really appreciate all of you for coming down and competing. I really love to see you guys soon. Maybe not in Singapore, maybe competing out there among the Asian countries. Okay, so with that, what was the best game for you personally?
Oops, I think this time off camera, I did not have a real best
The whole
match
best,
per
okay.
se lah. But I don't have. Do you have? Like really like.
I think if I really love the Koreans and Thai game. I believe it was
Okay.
the quarterfinals. For those who I would say it's the closest to a very tactical like European standard kind. Like they're cancelling each other off. So if and it's very nice. The best part of it was the sportsmanship part, where we're used to watching the league stuff and we know how Singapore plays. You know, the things that, how do I put it? Something that I don't appreciate as a sportsman or a coach and whatnot is the gentleman part of a game. So a lot of them can say that, oh, then after the game we shake hands. That's gentleman. For me, it goes beyond that. So what happened was an example. Thai was high pressing Korean and whatnot, you know, and they were it's a very physical, very tactical game. And then there were incidents that a 50-50 touch end up people flying off the boards and whatnot. So the game stops, but the Thais and the Koreans were there to check on each other, and they really check on each other and like, okay, before everything goes, you're fine. Okay, then I'll go back to my bench. It's very gentleman like, you know, it's they are out there, you know, to win the game, but they won't forget their human part, which is I think a great game to watch, a very beautiful game to watch. Yep. So really shout out to the Koreans and Thais for giving us that game. I think it was an amazing quarterfinals, and I really thank you for that. Yeah.
I mean, based on what I remember watching that match, I did watch probably about pieces about the period 1 and period 2. I actually find that the Koreans were able to keep the Thais in check.
Yep. Yeah.
So that was probably to a certain extent a bit surprising, right? But I was actually pleased to see that it was actually tight at the 2-0 part. But of course, subsequently I had to prepare for the Singapore A and B semi-finals. Then I decided to switch off, have my meal proper and whatnot. So if that is your best match, I'll go with you on it.
Go watch it, everyone. Go watch it.
Probably
So-
go back and watch
Yep.
watch back again.
So yeah, then we talk about the positive. Now we have to talk about the negative. Oh my goodness, yeah. Are we on agreement with this game?
How many negatives?
God, let's pick just one game. We know which game is it, right?
Oh,
Like,
for me, for me, I do
really
have,
really
cause
caught us like.
because I
oh my
commented,
goodness.
right?
Yeah, you commented. I was down
I
there, like,
commented. I messaged to you guys. After that, I still did the review.
well, I was fuming, man. I was fuming for that game. I was like, oh my goodness, if this was if I were the Koreans, right, I would walk away from the game. It's not
So
safe
what
for
were
me.
you specifically fuming about?
Horrible calls. The officials make horrible calls.
Referees, okay.
Yeah, against Koreans, and the problem is that Singapore, we know some of our Singapore players that have this temper or things that they will do. I won't say it's expected. I know that only a handful. I'm not saying all. Our boys really they did well. They held themselves, but it was an injustice game for the Koreans, not because of our boys. Our boys did their part. They played floorball. They tried to play floorball as much as possible. But then, I rarely speak up about the officials. But for that game itself, I think it is very sad to see at an international level we have this kind of situation that happens.
I can only agree.
Yeah, it is we were trying to put it as the nicest way because we are not trying to bring down these officials. You know,
Correct.
we are all humans. We are trying to learn and whatnot, but to a cost of, a third and fourth position. It's a trophy position, or I mean a medal position in a way.
So to give things in a bit different perspective, right? So when we look back in terms of who are the pairs or referee pairs that were available for this tournament. So when you just go through it, the whole tournament, there were 2 pairs of Singapore refs, 1 pair from Indonesia and 1 pair from Malaysia. So with the third, fourth and finals consisting of Singapore A and Singapore B respectively, it also almost not almost, it also means that to avoid the notion of conflict of interest, because Singapore refereeing a Singapore game, and then therefore the third, fourth was the Indonesian pair,
referees,
and the finals was the Malaysian pair.
Yep.
Yeah. So for me, on my own personal experience, because I was commentating, and what I learned through the weekend in terms of commentating was to apparently give too much opinions, right, of the calls, of the plays, etc., right? So then in that match, I had to just narrate or talk about what happened. So if the ref gave a 2 minutes bench penalty, I'm like, the referee gave a 2 minutes bench penalty. I could not add on saying like, I do not think that the ref should give the 2 minutes penalty. I think he should have this, should have that. So I could not say that. Right? So I on my personal front was the first half of the game, it looks fine.
Yep.
It was actually fine, but a bit boring because it was 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. But in my point of view was the Koreans were doing a damn good job defensively.
Yep, defensively.
And can see Singapore side sort of always play the few same ways, right? Because I keep talking about behind the goal, the ball's behind the goal.
Singapore way.
I don't know, is it a Singapore way or... But they keep playing, trying to play behind the goal, shooting from the sides. So basically the Koreans did a good job until... say close to midway towards the third period, then that's where the calls were a bit more doubtful, I would say.
Yeah.
And then plus, because it's a third, fourth placing match, the crowd was larger than the previous few days. So whether is it peer pressure from the crowd or whatnot, right? Then it just snowballed. Right? Even when I was commentating, I didn't really feel nice inside. Yeah, that's all I can say.
It wasn't a nice game. And those players or the people who were watching with me, especially I apologize to the couples that were recording the game. I believe it was their son that was playing or something, I'm not sure, or maybe their grandson. But yeah, I had some remarks, blurted out a lot of remarks on the game itself. It's like, it was, wow, it's like, wow. I cannot imagine myself. As coaches, we will be preparing for these kind of games. And I will be walking away from these kind of games if it happens. I would generally walk away because my players are getting injured and it's too biased. I'm willing to lose 5-0 for the safety of my players and the well-being of my players, to be honest. But the Koreans, kudos to them, they kept pressing on. They kept pressing on. I'm like, wow, you guys are really amazing. Okay, you guys are really amazing. You really showed character. A lot that we can learn from, especially.
Although just to bring back there's this incident where is it the team manager or the coach?
Yeah. I believe it's the coach that walked to the...
Yeah, went into the court to sort of argue a bit, and the ref just brushed him away and then go back. But if Prabhu was here, he'll probably say straight red card. Right? So I did mention to my own NYP boys that do take note if certain incidents do happen. Please do not just jump in on court and join in the fun or whatsoever. Yeah, so it has happened in the local scenes, and just keep the 5+1. Yep. Yeah.
If you're not supposed to be in court, don't be in court. That's all. Yeah. Stay out. Don't get involved. But yeah, I mean.
So even on that note, the ref did not issue the red card.
Yep.
When he should.
And there were 2 goals disallowed as well and whatnot.
Correct.
We can dissect the game fully, but at the end of the day, Singapore got third, Koreans got fourth. Both of them really showed what they were capable of. I'm proud of our boys, what they did to help off a very good Korean side, a very, very amazing Korean side. And really kudos to Korean for just pressing on, being a very good team, showed true character.
I think one thing I want to just point out a bit more on the Korean side. When I first saw them in their first match, although yes, playing against a lot more weaker Philippine side, but I thought their their foundation in their basics, it's excellent. It's not even good, it's excellent because they are able to weigh their passes.
Correct.
I think this is pretty underrated. Maybe in the local scene as well. But when I say to weigh a pass, perfectly, you know how much strength or power in the pass, right? That you should pass to your teammates.
Yeah, it's like basically putting in your friend's shoes.
Correct.
How you want to receive the ball.
Correct. And don't pass for the sake of just passing
or getting away from.
If certain coaches say you need to up the intensity and then you pass it faster, you pass it harder, but it might not actually work in that sense, right? So you must really know how to slow it down or make it quick. And the Koreans, I think they did it very well.
And they won a lot of 50-50s, which will come to the next topic, the 50-50s and the situation that what is basically lacking from our boys, but Thais and Koreans are really picking up or excelling in this portion. But again, before that, our boys, they got the second place, losing to a graceful Thailand, a very graceful, beautiful floorball Thailand. There are a lot of boys there. It's a transition, and it's within a short period of time, right, Leandro, that Sonia had to build this team. I think within 3 months or so.
Because of the new appointment.
Yeah, the new appointment of the coaches.
Yeah, there was a new appointment.
Yeah, credit to Shasni and Sonia. I think 3 months is crazy. If you ask me how long will I need a team to set up a team to compete for a competition, I would say a year. And they did 3 months, and they managed to held off Thailand in the finals. They did well. They held off a team that's, again, you said the mentality, it's who can take on that mentality, and of course I think this one is something that I told Leandro today, that one of the best decision that or I would say one of the good decision was putting Chi Yong in B team.
Why?
Stabilize everything.
Stabilize the
so when I watched the A team during the power plays when against Thais or during situational, right, the position where Chi Yong would be in B team, right,
is lacking in A.
It's lacking in A. So Chi Yong could have executed a slap shot or a shot towards that direction or a pass towards that direction, which led to goals against Korean. Like, people didn't expect what he's gonna do, but then it led to a goal.
You actually thought that was meant to be?
No. The shot is no. The shot, I know the shot is missed. We know that shot is missed. We know what we're talking about.
Okay.
But I'm talking about getting in that situation that forces the Koreans to what's going on? It takes experience.
Okay.
So Chi Yong being there for among the boys, and of course let's not discredit Ish and Satish or the rest of them, But I think it's a good decision putting Chi Yong at B. I'm not sure if the rest agree. Doesn't matter, but that's my perspective.
Okay.
Okay, so then comes just nice Chi Yong. Then the physicality part of the game itself. This is something that I've been, again, I always make noise about this, about a Singapore team and whatnot. Those who watch the games, you saw the Koreans, you saw the Thais, how built they were. Generally how built they were and how fast. They were amazingly fast in terms of every 50-50. They were outrunning our boys. Even though our boys have the advantage, suddenly they are like 50-50 already, real 50-50. So the physicality part, especially the Koreans, we can see. Koreans, we know they are very built and whatnot, but we saw with our own eyes in our own court, our own backyard here. That, do you think it's lacking in our national setup?
Kind of yes and kind of no as well. I think physical, when you talk about, let's say the
build, the strength, and conditioning.
But when I think about physical, I can also think in another perspective in terms of how do you apply the physicality aspect of the game in the game, right? I remember we were talking about some player locally, right, where a coach mentioned about, can you be more aggressive in games? And then the aggression that he produced was actually the sort of a wrong kind of aggression.
The foul aggression.
Yeah, correct. So then again, physicality can come in different forms, whereby yes, this guy is built, this guy is strong with muscles and whatnot, a good strength and core, which I think you are referring.
Yep, correct.
Yeah, but I'm referring more to the physicality in terms of, let's say, the 50-50 challenges. How strong you really are. Will you get flown off the boards easily when it's a legit 50-50?
Correct. Yep.
Or you can actually stay intact.
Yep.
And win the challenges. So I think it has to also come down to our local scene in terms of how we play our game. and that will brings on, say, your general habits. And with the general habits, you also trickle down to the national side because it's habits already, right? So yeah, that's in a nutshell.
For me, it's more towards the sports science aspect because when before I even came into the scene, football had this issue of the AstroTurf where the ACL is increasing, the ACL injuries are increasing, and a lot of injuries because of wearing studded boots on turf, AstroTurfs and whatnot. So back then, I think during our playing days, we don't have. It's quite rare to hear any knee injuries. Mostly it's ankle injuries and whatnot because of sliding tackle and whatnot. So as we progress, as we get older, and then when I come into floorball, I know floorball is a deceleration, so it means a lot of stopping, a lot of changing direction in a small period of time. But the knee injuries is tremendous. So for me, the build when you saw the Koreans and whatnot, right? We are training floorball to play floorball. Basically, that's the issue. So when, especially my girls, I think those who know, if we train, for me, I won't train them to play floorball. They're supposed to play, they're conditioned to play more beyond floorball. So it's not only to show that they are stronger, they are better, it's actually to protect them, prolong their playing days. So basically, they can go beyond the 30s and whatnot to play. That's my end goal as a coach. So the strength conditioning is very important for me. So again, I'm still learning. Trying to see what else, especially recently with the Rugby World Cup, because I've been questioning. This is also with my volleyball teacher, because let me ask you a question, okay, since we're talking about physicality.
Okay.
Change of direction, right?
Okay.
So normally when you talk about agility, what do you think of on the feet, right? The feet, right? Which portion do you think of? Naturally, that come to your head.
Change of direction.
Yeah, change of direction.
Then which part of the feet?
Yeah, well, you need
to be on the balls of feet.
So you're talking about the toes and whatnot, right?
So in terms of changing direction, then you'll be on the, what you call that?
So
ankle part.
Even if you do right now,
I
mean,
don't
those
think we need to put our feet up on the table. But
I don't know. So those at home, you can try this right now. Just lift your ankle.
Okay.
Your toes,
doing it, following.
like that. So which muscle is you're working? This is just basic stuff. Your calf muscle, right? So if you want to change push off very fast, right, you need a bigger muscle, right? So if you put your foot flat, then you try to jump, which muscle you're working? Quads.
Oh, the quads, yes. Quads, hamstring.
Yeah. So when we were watching rugby has the highest agility change of direction at a high speed. And if you watch rugby games, they're the highest in any field games. So when you watch the rugby replays, right, the players change direction, right, and they are super big size, flat on the ground, and they change direction. So these are small things that my school is looking at right now. As in my volleyball teacher and myself, we are looking through this, how to increase the speed, or the small details that increase the direction. Because volleyball need to react fast, and for floorball, how you feint and you change direction. Break ankles, basically, what they call it, right? Break ankles, yeah. So the physicality part comes not only from build, also understanding of your body, yeah. I think for me.
Of course, on the other hand, if you're talking about, acceleration.
Yeah, correct. Acceleration, deceleration.
But at times also, you can also see in terms of deceleration, but
correct.
Because of the quick stop,
Yep.
If you were to say not be able to decelerate properly, and not be able to utilize the body to decelerate properly, then that's where also injuries will happen.
Yep, correct.
I believe some if not most or more floorballers these days, again, take this as the toes, right? There are actually floorballers whereby the big toe is actually blue-black.
Yeah, swelling a lot.
Swell, blue-black, pain, or whatever.
You can see.
And then the nails sooner or later will peel off. So my logic to them was, you're actually breaking, like when you run and break, you're actually doing it wrongly. So you're actually stamping or using too much of your toes to do the break.
Correct.
When I say you actually need to use the whole chain, right, of your body to break. And sometimes, or most of the times, when I mention to such players, they will question mark. They just don't understand. And if I'll do simple deceleration drills, which I've learned during some of my courses, they actually find it like a bit, what am I doing this for? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, correct.
And when we watch the Koreans and Thais, when they suddenly stop at the corner, like, how do they do that? I bet a lot of our kids will be watching. How did they do that? Suddenly stop so
like my
fast?
body is old right now. So when I see them do it, I'm like, I cannot do it. Because my body is old. Like, but mechanically, I think I know how to, towards that step. But
it's like, to us, correct. Yeah, but again,
but I think in the youth scene, because we are both youth coaches, right? They're actually more than just players cannot decelerate or players cannot accelerate. Some players can't even
Yeah.
Can't even run properly. Can't even move back properly. You know, like walk backwards. Yeah, they will literally just fall down and snap broken wrist.
So if we were to dig further, I bet you, if we were to talk to the Kiwis, talk to the New Zealanders and the Thai players, right? I guarantee you they play other sports than floorball. I think it might be a multi.
I would say for the Kiwis, probably yes.
Yep.
Because their spatial awareness
Wow.
is excellent.
Yep.
Again, probably eyes of the coach or I don't know. But when the Kiwis play against the Malaysian A, it was pretty evident.
Yep.
Yeah.
And shout out to our neighbours across the causeway. I think it's always nice to have them around.
Oh yeah.
And always nice to see that the youth team is a development. I always say that the moment you invest in Malaysia, start to invest in their sports, they will fly. They will excel. I think most countries
probably
So shout out to you guys. So I hope to see the Tigers across the causeway. Start having this derby with us. If they come closer, you challenge us to become better also. So it'll be interesting because the the boys, came over and now they see,
like this is the quality or this is the standard they have to fight for or aim for.
Yeah.
Then hopefully when they go back, they do something even better.
Yeah.
In their own local scene, in order to beef up the quality over there.
And shout out to Penang floorballers that received us, I think about 5 years ago. So hopefully in the future that my school can still visit you guys and we play floorball again over there.
The closeness of people in Penang and Singapore is
it's
actually
nice.
there.
It's very nice. Okay, then we move on to something that I'm very, very crucial about because I have I study psychology also. So I'm very I won't say at home. I'm very particular about this mentality. This is brought over from the certain sports that that I'm used to, and the mentality is, I would say, seen in the sports. It's becoming an issue, and I told a lot of coaches, the issue is quite irreversible. It will take 5 to 10 years because it is toxic. I'm not saying the people are toxic. I'm saying that mentality will pass down to a lot of people. Yeah, so what happened is basically what we're talking about is the mentality issue that we face in our national setup. Again, this is not blaming players. We're not blaming players. We're not blaming coaches. We were brought up in a certain way in our country in terms of sports. Yeah, we were brought up that way, and the moment we reach, for example, in a national team, the mindset is we made it. Yeah, for example, we made it. We are there. That kind of mindset, and it's not wrong. The issue is that we are happy being there. For me, we're there already, so that's the issue. Yeah, that's I don't know. You want to weigh in on this?
I see in a more macro perspective. So as per what is it is nothing in particular on the players itself or the coaches themselves or even the association or whatnot. It's actually more of the society and the culture that we live in Singapore. So, and again, because we are youth coaches, we are down right at the ground. How much emphasis, or is there too much emphasis at the youth level to win quickly?
Win at all costs.
And then from there, because of that culture or because of that mindset, then how it trickle down, right up to the national level, and then when in games or in crucial games, then that's where you sort of observe and see, how certain players behave or how certain players react. But it all boils down to years and years of whatever that happened prior. Correct.
So let's not just we don't want to point out the negative players, because I think. Right now, what we can move forward is actually we can try to show better examples, so people pay attention to better examples rather than negative. Because for me, mentality is very important, especially for my girls. Like I met a lot of people, especially after the B girls, our girls won the championship. Like last year, people doubt us, lucky and whatnot. And this year, when we won, everyone was asking. Not everyone, a lot of people ask us like, champions already, okay lah, chill, all that. But in my school, where the volleyball boys, I'm almost got 30 titles, 20 plus 30 titles. Every single year is always challenging each other. It's like, no, winning games is part of our DNA. Let's not talk about it. It's about how we become better. So basically, there's a mountain, the air gets thinner as you climb. So you continue climbing. How you continue climbing? Until You won't be able to reach the summit. That's the thing. You don't know where the summit is. So how do you cultivate this mentality that you have to keep going? So like, for example, you reach the national team, nope, sorry, the air gets thinner, it gets tougher. How are you going to climb up more? How are you going to survive up there more? Because it's going to get tougher. And you saw that in the Thai players. I mean, not for full part, but I'm talking about certain aspects that the younger boys really showed a mature mentality actually from the Thai players, and also some of the Koreans as well. So yeah, and again, the fighting back lah. That one also part of the mentality lah. Why do we have to fight back as Singaporeans? We saw in the league, you saw in the league that some would say Koreans, the Korean players, for example, did something that is foul. It's a foul, but to a certain aspect, they see that it's not clean play. But for me, it's a reaction to how we play also.
I find the Koreans fine.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I find them fine.
Because I heard, I was with the crowd, so I heard their comments and whatnot. So I was like, where are you seeing this? But I kept my mouth shut about that. Fans can be fans. They have their own opinion.
That's true though. That's true.
So again, this mentality problem will, again, I told you it's irreversible. It will be like 5-10 years. Because right now when we talk about sports psychology or psychology, people think it's a one-off thing. Come in, someone talk to you, do a mental prep, do mental rehearsal.
No, it doesn't work that way.
It is not. It's a whole year. It's years and years and years of practice every single day, every single training. It's not like let's do a mental.
If you look at
training.
top teams, they permanently have that psychologist attached to the team year on year. So that players, because it's a relationship building thing.
Yep.
Right. So if you want to have someone say on the psychology side, then the relationship building, and that takes time, and everything takes time. So with that, it is not just like I come and see you for one session and then come just tell me your problems, then I can solve it for you.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Then of course, let's try to talk about the positive side. Of the players that stood up. Stood up for the competition itself. We have a list of players.
Thank you, Leandro. More, please.
Okay, so this is a collective view from a lot of from us, even those who watch the games. You can see the quality of young players coming up. So from, of course, Singapore side, we saw Iran, the quality of Iran, Fatah, skills wise. And the tenacity in floorball, it's not bad. Then we have Alec, and of course Malaysia, Eugene was superb. The goalkeeper was Colin, right? For Team B. Yeah, Colin was amazing also. For me, skills-wise, as a goalkeeper, for Colin, he's not as compared to the Thai's goalkeeper. Oh my goodness, that guy is amazing. Or our own players, our own Singapore standard. But he was there. I told my players, like, if I have this quality of players in Malaysia, be it that it's not up to the best of the competition, I want Colin as my goaltender any day. Like the confidence he brings into the Malaysia B team, right? It's like wow. And we don't talk about Koreans and Thais because everyone stood out and we love them. We love having Thais and Koreans during the competition here. But then for Singapore boy, who do you think stood out for you?
Oh, it's quite clear. Mr. Smiley Face.
Oh my goodness, Dawish, that funny boy. I watch him. It is something that I've missed in floorball.
Miss in terms of?
Because we've seen players like Fatah, Irwan, skillful, amazing skill, and these players will dominate B division. They will dominate certain aspects of competition because of their skills and whatnot. But when it comes to Dawish brings in a package of what we call coachable. To a certain extent, every coach would want a player like Dawish. If you have 10 Dawish in a team, there are amazing things that you can do. Because you know how to manage that kind of players. But when we have different players coming in, there are different things that you are expecting and you need to manage differently. But when you have 10 Dawish there, it's easy to push and it's like point to that direction.
They manage themselves.
Yeah, they manage themselves. But so talk on Dawish.
I think I want to mainly talk about his I don't think one needs to really know him to see his maturity of his game. I think to put it in a one sentence way of describing him. So Yeah.
He scored the same way of how Chiong scored the goal. The
Which one?
simple take a step back and then do the direct
Oh,
shot.
although he did a bit one too many as the games
Yeah,
go
yeah,
by,
yeah, yeah.
right? He keep doing it, Then after that he start missing but yeah.
Chiong did it and everything slowed down. It's like very funny. I was like, what is he going to do? Like the corners were so disciplined.
Oh,
blocking him.
that second goal.
Yeah, the second goal.
It looks like everything went
Everyone
went slow-mo motion. Then it still went in.
Everyone's
Okay.
like, huh? He went in. And Darwish did it also. I mean, was it in the finals? No, it wasn't in the finals. It wasn't in the finals. He won the games.
Yeah.
So shout out Darwish. Darwish, I'll talk to you when I see you. I don't know, maybe most likely will be impolite, but yeah. Always smiling.
Yeah, later we'll talk about polite.
Yeah.
Darwish, can you don't play polite?
my best tip to you, right, Darwish? You've been smiling, right? I know it's as a player also. I love to when someone I always say talk trash. Back then when I played at a certain country, and there, the field itself, there's like a hill, like around the field that's surrounded by not so tall hill, and the fans or the kampong people will come down and watch us. They know that we're from certain country. Then when we go against their country, they will come down and watch. So the things that we get from them, right? It's like I still remember the first thing that I was about to take the corner kick. The first thing that I was told was about my mother. Somehow I don't know how they talk about my mother, and it's the same language kind. So then I just smile at them. Then because it was a corner kick on the line, I just pushed the ball away. Then after that, the referee called me, "Hey, push the ball back." Then they were laughing at the back. Then I just smile at them, that kind of thing. So for Darwish, tips is that try not to argue with the referee. Just smile, just not move on. Because I saw sometimes you argue. I know coming for your position. Last night I used to try to argue, but really no point.
Oh,
just
he
play
did?
your games and smile.
He did?
He did
Quite a
argue
bit?
a few
Okay,
times. Yeah.
okay.
So, but it's in a way that correct, like ref why you didn't call. But yeah, for me, learn how to be very gracious, and people will be very afraid of you. Yeah, when you're gracious, you're capable. People will be very afraid of you. Yep. So, what else? Oh yeah, the off court. this caught my attention, Leandro. So if you don't know,
I don't know.
the Kiwis. Shout out to you guys. You guys were amazing and lovely as always. If you have any interactions with them, they were helping out with the Rinkside. They literally you should get the title. New Zealanders get this title, the Rinkside. They really help out the crew on duty side, adjusting the boards. Even when the crews were like daydreaming, right? Like going, what was going on? They literally ran and just helped set up the boards. And they were just joking around with, they're just being themselves, which is amazing. Maybe the best volunteer prize should be given to them.
Yeah, not to Singaporeans, so people gotta wake up. But it again probably have to goes to show again the culture of the different nationalities and whatnot. But this is a good positive example that we are giving.
Yeah, we also those who've been to rugby sevens before over here in Singapore. I think if in the past years before COVID, you know how the international level, especially from rugby, they have this courtesy or this etiquette, which I hope that other sports will follow. I know it's not perfect, but being gentleman. I think for me, foremost is being gentleman, and very crucial. And what was missing, because I've been following. I'm not a huge rugby fan, but I watch a lot of sports, and rugby is one of them. So the World Cup is ongoing. I think what was interesting for games, right, to start was the haka for on the All Blacks. So it was a haka challenge where the whole team will line up and watch out of respect while they complete the haka. Imagine we have that for floorball. Wow, that will be a very interesting thing.
Yeah. I would have loved to see.
Yeah, maybe
Next time.
if it's literally part of the culture, bring it over. We want to see that. I've been to some I would say military background where they do hakas as they invite us over and whatnot. Yeah, so it's nice. Yep. Then come to culture, Singapore culture. Oh my goodness.
Well, what culture do we have?
This ever since I don't know, even when I was in MOE, this is a big issue, littering. Or
Culture of littering?
Yeah, culture of littering.
Culture of throwing
Even
things around?
returning of your plates now have to put on a fine. Have to fine people because they didn't return their trays. My goodness, this is okay. This goes to all of you, from kids to adults to parents to whatever it is. I think it speaks a lot about us, especially littering. Like I know I confronted some of the kids there, but it's horrible. It's horrible. Like it's the simplest of things. Bring whatever trash out. That's all. whatever you're.
Or just don't bring the trash.
Yeah, just don't bring the trash. And I don't know. Is it a problem at home, or you don't know how to? You were not raised to clean after yourself, or I don't know. It's just horrible. It's a basic human stuff. And then you want to go out around to the world and
Saying how high class or how good you are whatsoever. Yeah, but anyway, again has to got to do with what it has been taught since young. That's one, and two, I think the culture again right? Because everywhere we go, right? It sounds like the army song. Everywhere we go, there will always be cleaners around, right? So people will actually help you clean, and then you probably take things for granted.
Just
right?
Food for thought for those who are littering. You whatever. Even during league, also we saw before we set up for the WFC, the AOFC, where litters were left behind on the bench and whatnot. And it's adults. You guys are very embarrassing. And to be honest, it's embarrassing. But yeah, just food for thought. If one day, I hope it doesn't happen. One day you end up becoming a cleaner, or your family member is a cleaner. They come home, they complain they cannot bend down, their back hurts because they have to pick a lot of litters left behind by people. Okay, I hope it doesn't happen to you to experience that, or your loved ones experiencing that. Okay, just think of them, put them in their shoes, and what you can say, they are paid to do it. Okay, so you cannot make someone's life easier. If you are doing something, you're doing your work. If someone can make your life easier, you would want that, right? You want someone to really make your life easier and spread this positive thing, like helping out each other. It's very important. You want to grow as a country, you want to grow as a sports, a team. Help each other out. Why not my trash? No such thing. Yeah. Especially, Hildens, you know how particular I am about this. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what I try to teach on my own kids, my own 2 kids at home, is you must learn how to do the right thing even when no one is looking at you.
Yep.
Yeah, this was somehow taught to me since young, and this is something that I'm trying to teach them as well.
Yep. And shout out to my former colleague who started floorball CCA at my school, Miss Rachel Teo. She's in Ngee Ann Secondary now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I remember her.
Yeah, so she is a very energetic person. She travels a lot. So she set the tone together with Khatijah back then. She set the tone of when we come into a place, always leave it neater than when we came in. So she said even if there's litters on the bench and whatnot, girls will complain. Of course, I will also feel fed up who left this behind. To them, it's like, no, clean up, we leave it nicer for the next person. So it's a courtesy thing. So if you guys want to try to become better, do that first. Leave it better for the others. Imagine you're the person coming to a cleaner place. Okay, you want it for others to have that impression also. Yep. Okay. So now to commentating.
Yes.
What were the challenges that you faced? You had So Desmond has a vlog about the commentary also, right?
I can dish out my opinions.
Yes.
Okay,
Go ahead, man. Break loose.
Challenges are no lah, but if you've seen I happen to have this what you call sudden feel of like, how about I just try to vlog on me commentating. Don't know where the idea come from, but obviously from on my own brain. All right. So, but one of the key challenges was as the finals got crowded, right? So Leandro not saying that the table shouldn't be there, but the table was there, and they were actually overcrowded, and they were actually blocking my view. So if some parts of the finals between Thai and Singapore, right, you can see there were me commentating, then suddenly it went quiet, because right at the background I was actually struggling to even know what happened on the court. So that was one challenge. So I had to call Leandro, I had to call Alicia, just to come beside me, just to help me, like kindly shoo the crowd away.
But they can see you, right? They know that you're commentating at the back, right?
Not so sure. This one not so sure. Just to be fair, right? Because everyone is just busy.
Yeah, enjoying the
game.
I
want to see the game. I'm just going to try to find my angle. This is a very convenient angle, for me to watch.
True.
So just to be a bit fair to them. But that was one challenge. Another challenge but again, Prabhu is not here. But the can I say that? Can I say about the Friday one? After the Friday one? Never mind. Okay, so basically after Singapore A, Singapore B commentating duties between me and Prabhu, right? Then apparently we had some feedbacks on how we should commentate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so where the comments come from or where the feedback come from, to me doesn't really matter. But if you just purely in a comment or me doing the commentating job point of view, right, is I came in with a blank piece of paper, meaning there were no guidelines, no pointers, no. Basically, just come. Okay, Leandro is like, can you come and commentate? I'm like, okay, I can. Okay, I'll be here. So then there were basically no guidelines, no whatsoever, because I assume we can just do the same as per what we did for
in the
the Premier League.
Yep,
yes. So anyway, then feedback came in and we cannot do this. We should not be doing that. So it didn't help that the because of that the night I did not manage to sleep that well. But that's aside because that's family issues. Then I nearly didn't want to come for the finals, but I still came. I do my job because I kept my word. So yeah, I think in the end it's still a interesting weekend to go through. Yeah,
especially at it's international level. No, you're international already. People will know you internationally. He's even featured on the IFF.
That's what he said. Like, who were they'll probably just say, oh yes, Thailand won the.
Yeah, true, but they were like, it's like your voice is now in the world level.
Okay, IFF, please give me enough money.
So
for
like
me to
someone in Finland might have heard him say something. I'm like, Thailand.
He sounds nice. That's a nice voice.
Where did he get this guy? Go to Floorball Basics.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So to me purely, first it's a new experience for me to commentate. So that's one. Two, I think through the process, whether it's the feedback or whatnot, is to learn something new lah. Yeah, and I think I mentioned it before just now, right? So because commentating, I literally had to narrate the play by play.
Yep.
Right, and it's me saying out loud, and it's also me saying out loud to myself indirectly.
Yep.
So from there, I actually got to learn the game, probably a lot more faster. As let's say if compare, I would just sit down and just chill and just talk, just watch the game. So I think that benefited me in another sense. So I see it more in a positive way lah.
And of course, it's always good to be partnered as commentators. If you do it alone,
it's true. Right? It's true. To have a partner would be ideal. So. Yes, I shall not comment too much about that partner thingy. But nothing to do with Prabhu because he could not make it. But yes, if there were actually a partner, and then if both partners complement each other in terms of, knowing what we're gonna say or having the same ideas and whatnot,
it'd be very nice.
It'd be very nice. And actually, I did had this sort of a chemistry with Prabhu actually. Yeah. Even though we commented together probably only about 2-3 matches before that. Yeah.
I always see like criticism or sometimes it can be brutal. I think sometimes it really affects us. But how I spin it, right, it's that someone is always care. They're caring about something. They care about something.
Which is true. So then to be fair again, there are 1 or 2 individuals they actually came to me and they say they actually enjoy the commentating and they were saying, let's ignore those that saying we should not add colours to the game, blah blah blah. And they actually said adding colours to the game they do find it more enjoyable because then they are able to relate certain say back info or informations that we actually provide on top of what they are watching itself.
So in the future will be a very well polished Desmond and Prabhu, right, in commentary.
I don't know. Someone has to pay a bit more. People, yes. not referring to Leandro, but okay. Anyway.
Okay. Imagine polish out, then he become Peter Dury already. Wow.
No, it's, you know why not? Because I do relieve PE in my school, right? I shall not say which school, but I had students actually coming to watch the game, right? And probably because of their O levels and because they're Sec 5s. And then they were like, "Che, you left our school to do this, How much you get paid?" When I was doing commentating on the same time, so I obviously with the mic I cannot. Right, so I had trouble. I had to commentate. Then he's asking me this question. Yeah,
So
so
kepo,
it was
cannot-
interesting but again, because of the
Yeah,
exams and whatnot, they did not really see me for a period of time. Then when
Okay,
during a
okay.
period break, I was like, hey, hello, I'm still in school, you know. It's just that probably not so much, and then plus you are, so yeah.
Yeah. Go check it out. The behind the scenes, BTS, not the K-pop band. BTS behind the scenes. At Desmond's YouTube handle, which is Floorball Basics. You can see behind the scenes of how commentary was done during the finals itself.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing, and it's very funny. Like you can see that he's trying to shoo the guy away. Huh? Excuse me.
Okay, that's a bit funny because I thought I'll just like record like a few seconds here, a few seconds there, but because the crowd, the game and whatnot, I press record and I totally forget it
Oh,
for a good maybe 10 minutes.
then it's just nice. The
So
footage
it's
is
just
correct.
nice that I was frustrated and then call people away, but everything recorded. I was like, wow, that is perfect. in a imperfect situation, right? So yeah, but anyway, just to bring out that point, I have not switched any career per se. I'm still doing what I've been doing. So this one is probably at the side, whether is it for fun, interest, or exposure to myself or whatever you can.
Yeah,
nice things you can think.